Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Ackermans Assumptions. My name is Andrew Ackerman and right here is my brother Tom. We're asking him for his advice as we've got a very big weekend coming up, including the Magic Millions, the big day on Saturday. We've got 9 very good races there. We'll be dissecting a few of them, a couple of the bigger ones, but they are the two main ones we'll focus on at the Gold Coast as we go through. Now, we'll get straight into my tips. What we'll do is we'll start with the interstate meetings and then we'll do the Gold Coast last. So first off, I'm going to start with, I'm going to go over to Tom for his tips. So Tom, if you give us your tips for Saturday.
So I'll start at race 4. We've actually got a bit of a clash in this race. We both go on 2 different horses.
This is at Randwick?
Yep, Randwick, sorry.
Randwick, race 4.
Yep. Yeah, so we've gone 2 different horses, but we've each got a different opinion, so go with whoever you believe in. So anyway, so I've gone number 8, Tip Top, down the bottom. He's currently paying $5. He finished a length off Rose of Man last start, over 1,000 metres. And Rose of Man is running in the race straight after in a benchmark 81, which is class above this. So I'm thinking this horse came 53 kilos, second up. It should, hopefully there's a fast pace. Fast pace will help a lot. And second up, I just believe he'll be too fast for him. Just grab him over the last 50. And the next one we'll move on to race 7. I've gone number 4, Crafty Cop. It's as long as the track is still wet, minimal soft. I think he's just too classy. He carried 61 kilos last start and just got run over late by Brave Song, who carried much, I think about 5 kilos less weight than him. And I think it'd just be too classy this field. No, he ran in listed races at Doomben and on the wet and ran quite well, so I think he's too good for this. And yeah, it must be soft though. I'll rate that one $5 signs as long as it's a soft.
Track must be wet. Track must be wet for Crafty Cop. A little bit of give in the ground. Alright, next one.
That's all I've got for Randwick.
That's Randwick, yep.
That's all I've got.
And we're anywhere else, so that's just it. So
Gold Coast ones, we'll leave those till last.
Leave those till last. Alright, so I'll go to Randwick as well. Same race as Tom's horse before. Tip Top's race. I'm going for Reach for Heaven. This horse has plenty of ability. Excuse me. He's had 2 trials back from the Chris Lee stable in very good form at the moment. He's had 2 trials back. I tipped him last start. They're going to run him at Randwick. I think it was on Boxing Day. They actually scratched him that day. He was top weight and they elected to go with another trial. Probably a good thing they did scratch because the horse that won the race won by about 8 lengths in Gay Waterhouse. But Saturday, Reach for Heaven, Aaron Bullock. Currently at the odds of $3.60, good enough odds. I've also gone with the $5 sign. So me and Tom going head to head in this race. I'm pretty confident. 2 trials with my horse. Don't know how much speed will be on in it. It's got about barrier 4. It could posse up, probably top 5 somewhere. Probably just behind the leaders. He's first up, but he's ready to go. So Reach for Heaven, race 4, number 5, Randwick. Now, just a reminder, we will put these tips down with the link, just so if you do want to have something on them, you do know what we're tipping. Then I'll go across to Flemington. Don't know what the track's going to be like there on Saturday. I think the rail's out a little bit. I think it'll be pretty firm, the track. So possibly have to be a bit closer on the speed. We'll just have to watch that in the early races. Now this tip here is Pretty Punk, the South Australian coming across from South Australia. Leon McDonald is the trainer. When he brings them across, very good strike rate. Very good strike rate. So I've put this horse on top in a very winnable race. A few of these horses are just taking in turns really. They're just, they're just really taking in turns. I think Pretty Punk's the one to beat here. Sorry about that, people. I need some privacy here.
I bet that was Dad probably.
Yeah, I think he's laughing in the background. But anyways, pretty punk. Craig Williams, Barry 1. Currently the odds are $5. $5, 5 to 1. I think there's only about 6 or 7 in the race, but should be handy. Expect her to be forward and be very, very hard to beat. Again, $5 signs. $5 signs. So I've made that a best bet. Just a quick one. I didn't do this at the start, but I'll just run through. I've got a couple tomorrow before we get into the Gold Coast. Now, they're racing at Muswellbrook. There's a horse in race 7. First starter for Brett Kavanagh. Love this horse's trial. Did a lot wrong in the trial, but hopefully its raw ability gets it over the line tomorrow. There's probably only one thing in the other horse in the race that can beat it. That's Hinchman. But Wild Grace, number 12, race 7 at Muswellbrook. Very competitive. Courtney Vanderwerf to do the riding. Currently $3.10. If there's any money for it, and I mean if there's any money for it, get on. They're a good betting stable. He plays his horse as well, Kavanagh. And this horse has got a bit of ability. Can see it going to town. Maybe this prep, if not next. So race 7, number 12, Wild Grace. $4 signs on that one. It's a first starter. I know we're breaking a few rules here, but just watch the betting. Just watch the betting. Any money for it though, might pay to just have a bit of a go. Tomorrow night, Sunshine Coast. Might head out there. Race 6, number 4, Better Bet Red. You've seen the form guide. It's had 2 starts at the track. Don't pay any attention to that. First start at the track when I come down from New South Wales to a new trainer. Got beat in the Glasshouse Handicap. 5 lengths on a wet track that day. And it's a start after that. I think it only went 2 lengths. Went down by 2 lengths on a pretty another pretty big day out here. So Better Bet Red, $4 signs. D Brown to do the riding. I think he'll have a very good night there tomorrow night at the Sunshine Coast. So Better Bet Red, race 6, number 4. The odds aren't up yet, but I'm expecting. I don't know what to expect really. Could be around the $3 mark. Anything more could be a little bit juicy. So could be one to watch. Be safe for the last crack at them, and then we'll let rip. Better Bet Red. All right, so let's push on to the Gold Coast. First off, we'll get Tom's tip. That's not in That's not in the 2-year-old or the 3-year-old, is it?
No, 1 and 3-year-old, but I went roughy for all of that.
We'll start off with your roughy.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to the 2 big races.
Yeah. So as long as this horse gets a start, I think it's an emergency. I could be wrong, but it's nominated for Renwick as well, so it could go either way. But race 5, number 20, called Sugar Bella, currently paying $13. Which I think is a little bit overs. Just currently coming through the classes, it's leaving pretty much every horse in its wake. As long as it gets a fast pace, because you got Global Glamour going up the front, a bit of speed there. Sugar Bella will be getting back, so it must be a fast pace. So I think Global Glamour might be a bit too strong, but $13, I think I'm happy to take that. I'll give it $2 signs being a roughie. Yeah, I'm happy to jump on.
Now it is, just pay attention with that one. It is a dual acceptor. It is accepted to run in Sydney as well. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that, whether they do run at the Gold Coast or whether they go to Sydney. Might be a pretty short odds on favourite if it does go to Sydney. It's a nice tight short belt. So just keep an eye on that. If it goes to Sydney, put your house on it. If it goes to the Gold Coast, $13 is pretty good odds. If there's enough speed on in that race. Now, we're going to go to the Magic Millions. We're going to start with the 3-year-old Guineas in a very, very good race. The short price favourite is number 1, Piarada for Corey Brown. Very, very nice type. Now, barrier 1 could be a slight issue. Barrier 1. It just might get back a little bit and it will need luck. These big fields, you find a lot of hard luck stories at the Gold Coast on Magic Millions Day. And it will need luck. Any ounce of luck, very, very hard to beat. You've got Belsonic coming up from Victoria. You've got Sasso Cabero coming from Sydney. So, yeah, very, very even racing. And then you've got a whole bunch of Queenslanders and other sort of form mixed in together, which a lot of these races do have on Magic Millions Day. Excuse Millie there, she's got to go to the toilet. We're in...
Bad spot, really.
Bad spot. Anyways, we'll learn. So the Gold Coast, Magic Millions, 3-year-old Tom, what's your tip, mate?
Yeah, I'm going with Pirata. I
think I'm with you.
Yeah, I can't jump off him now. His runs lately just been, well, against this field, I think he should just come out on top. Brown right again, Melbourne Gutman and jockey. I think he might ride a little bit more handy being in barrier 1. Like, you can't let too many horses sit in front of you if you're on the rail. Cause too much trouble. But it will need luck. Gets the luck, it's definitely going to be in finish. So I've stayed there. I've gone $4 sign zone because of the barrier 1 and that tight turn, that tight corner at Gold Coast. But I'll definitely be on it. Over you.
That's it. All right, Pirata. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Pirata. Barrier 1. Pretty hard to beat in that race. It's pretty wide open. One down the bottom. If Pirata does find a bit of bad luck, Sasso Cabero is one on the rise. Damien Oliver coming to do the riding. Should be thereabouts. She's got a bad barrier as well, but I'd probably prefer to be drawn out with this horse rather than in. So that's the Magic Moon's a 3-year-old. Pirata. He's got Group 1 in him, I think he's a nice type. Okay, that takes us across to the 2-year-old Magic Millions. It's race 8 on the card, 4:55 on Saturday. Yeah, me and Tom have got a bit of a head-to-head going here. We're both split. Tom, your tip, mate, for this one?
Yeah, I can't get away from Sunlight. It's had 2 runs at the track. He knows what it's got to do. Bad barrier, unfortunately, which probably will be its downfall. But if it gets in, or it might possibly dump the front, or I've heard it could possibly track F Troop into it. So if it gets, as long as it gets cover, it's definitely going to be a threat. I just think it's just too much speed. It's just honestly, the last 2 starts at the Gold Coast. Hopefully, the biggest threat are probably Jonkers. F Troop's there, it definitely will be finishing top 3, I believe.
It's probably one of the most even Magic Million races, to 2-year-old Magic Million races I've seen for a long time with those 3. I'm going with Jonker. I'm pretty impressed. I've seen it with the Max Lees Classic there on about a month ago, I reckon, there at Newcastle, early December. Over 900, and he was doing his best work through the line. He then went to Wyong to win the lead up to this race, the Magic Millions Classic there at Wyong. Very green, but he absolutely just brained them. He was all over the place up the straight. Aaron Bullock had to change whips, his hand a few times there. So I just think this horse has got a lot of ability. They put Hugh Bowman on. I would have liked to have seen him stick with Aaron Bullock because he probably knows the horse's traits a bit better. But if there's any man you want on in Australia, well, the world really, he's the world's best jockey, it's Hugh Bowman. He's a very strong rider, good barrier 3. Don't see him leading. I think he just sits behind him. If he's got something to chase, which he hasn't had in these last 2 runs, he's going to be really finishing hard in this race. I'm just seeing him letting down there at about the 300 at the Gold Coast and really putting it to them. Obviously, Sunlight's going to be there. Barrier 15, I don't think that's bad for this horse. It's got enough gate speed to roll forward, find a position. F Troop's probably going to be the one that is going to have to do the most work, but it's a very exciting horse, F Troop. Tony Golan knows what he needs. He's a very good trainer. McGilvray, the youngster, gets a crack, bit of pressure on him, but he'll be riding for dear life. I think he's a good hope as well. Those 3. Any one of them can win. Outside of them, I think there's a massive drop back. I think there's at least a good 4 or 5 length gap to the rest of them. It's very, very, to stand out those 3, I think one of them win. I'll be very, very surprised if they don't win. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Anything else? Other racing's pretty even. It's very, very hard.
Yeah.
As I said, you've just got form lines coming from everywhere, left, right and centre. You've got jockeys coming from everywhere, trainers. Interesting to see how the track plays on Saturday. Usually plays pretty fair Millions Day. It should be hot. Don't think there's any rain about, so it's going to be pretty fair racing, and I think we'll see some very, very nice horses go around. So that's about it on this Thursday night. As I said, I'll put the tips in the link underneath with the video. Pay attention to them. And yeah, hopefully we get some coin over the weekend. If not, bad luck, we'll come up again another day. Thanks, Tom, for coming on tonight.
No worries.
Thanks for watching, and happy punting. Thank you, everyone.